The blues is a fantastic style of music to learn to play. Even if it's not your favorite style, there is so much you can learn from it that will improve your playing in general. And I think what I'm going to say in this video, I don't believe I've ever heard anyone else say. But comment if they are, comment if I'm wrong about that, and if this is obvious, so I can get some feedback with which to help improve my YouTube channel. So, one of the most important things about the blues that no one ever told you. The chords and the melodies, and when I say melodies, I mean the notes that a singer is singing and the notes in any guitar solo, both the chords and the melodies come from a synthesis of major and minor scales used simultaneously. This is so important to understanding and playing epic blues music. What that means is most rock and pop songs, for example, will use major or minor scales to construct an entire song. And the or is the important word here. If you were learning a pop song in A minor, for example, the song will almost exclusively use the notes A, B, C, D, E, F, and G, the notes of the A minor scale. There are harmonic minor and melodic minor variations and Phrygian Dorian modes, but let's try and keep things simple here. Any song in A minor will use predominantly the notes A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. Only 7 notes to make the entire song. The chords, the melody, the bass line, the guitar solo or saxophone solo, everything is made from just 7 notes. Equally, if a song is in a major key, it will almost exclusively only use the notes of that major key. For example, if you are learning a song in A major, the song will use predominantly notes A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, and G sharp, the notes of the A major scale. What I'm saying is, any song written in any decade in a rock or pop style, and there are lots of other styles that this also applies to, in the key of A major, will predominantly use the notes A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, and G sharp. That information alone is super powerful because it explains why one song has a G sharp in it, for example, and another song a G natural. It also explains what a bad note is. If you or someone else is playing a piece of music and they play a note that sounds bad, it's most often because it isn't in the key the song is made from. If a song is in A minor and I play the note C sharp, it's often going to sound absolutely awful because the note C sharp isn't in the key of A minor. Likewise, if someone is playing a piece of music in A major and they play a C sharp, it will most likely sound really good because C sharp is in the key of A major. Whereas now, if they played a C natural, that would sound bad because that note is not in the A major scale. And now for the reason you're watching this video. The mind-blowing, revolutionary thing you need to know about the blues is that it uses both major and minor simultaneously. And for this reason, we don't often describe a blues as being in B major or B minor, for example. We just say it's a blues in B. The reason for this is because any blues song in B will use notes taken from both the B major and B minor scale within the same piece at the same time. Let's look at a pop song in A minor and then a blues in A. The song I pick doesn't really matter, and this is powerful because what I'm talking about here will improve all your music and not just your ability to play one song. Just for example, let's take Ed Sheeran's song Happier, because that's in the key of A minor and the entire song only uses 3 chords. The chords of A minor, F, and C. 2 beats of A minor, 2 beats of F, and 4 beats of C. And now you can play the entire song. So I've just taught you a pop song at the same time as talking about the blues. Fantastic. If we look at the notes that the chords are made from, we see that the A minor chord is made from the notes A, C, E, the F major chord is made from the notes F, A, and C, and the C major chord is made from the notes C, E, and G. Notice there are no sharps or flats, and that these notes come from the A minor scale. All of the notes in these chords come from the A, B, C, D, E, F, and G notes, which are in the A minor scale. Also, if you look at the notes Ed Sheeran is singing, or any of the notes that any of the instruments are playing in this song, you should find that they are all playing notes which come from the A minor key. You aren't going to find a B flat or a D sharp anywhere within this song. And this will be mostly true for any song in the key of A minor. That's how pop, rock, folk, and EDM work. The pieces of music are made most often from a single scale. Now let's look at the blues. A 12-bar blues in A most often uses the chords A7, D7, and E7 in a repeating 12-bar pattern. I'll do another video on the blues chord progressions and the possible variations thereof, but for now, if we take the most basic 12-bar blues in A, the piece will play the A7 chord for 4 bars, the D7 chord for 2 bars, back to the A7 chord for 2 bars, then to an E7 chord for 1 bar, followed by a D7 chord for 1 bar, and finally returning to the A7 chord for 2 bars. The final bar of a 12-bar blues could be A7 or equally often could be E7. Have a look at some blues songs in A, or just search for a blues backing track in A, and you'll see these are so often exactly the same as I just described. All that is the prelim for what I want to say next. The most important point that no one seems to say, but please comment if I'm wrong, and everyone says this in every video on the blues. If we look at the notes that make those chords, A7 is made from the notes A, C sharp, E, G. D7 is made from the notes D, F sharp, A, C, and E7 is made from the notes E, G sharp, B, D. If we put those notes into a scale, that is, order them one after the other, we get A, B, C, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G, G sharp. There isn't a single key or scale that you can find these notes in. So what's going on? Does blues music come from outer space? Donuts, no. We are simply using notes from the A minor scale, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and the A major scale, A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, at the same time. If you use those two scales, you can make the chords of A7, D7, and E7. Notice you can't make those chords from a single scale. The A7 chord, for example, has a C sharp in it, which you can't get from the A minor scale. You have to use the A major scale for that. The D7 chord, for example, has an F sharp in it. Likewise, that doesn't come from the A minor scale, it comes from the A major scale. But the D7 chord also has a C in it, which you cannot get from the A major scale. You have to take that from the A minor scale, and so on. These chords cannot be made from a single scale, but they can be made if we use A minor and A major simultaneously. Also notice the extra notes we have are the thirds of each chord. The C and the C sharp are the thirds of the A minor and A major chords, the F and F sharp are the thirds of the D minor and D major chord, and the G and G sharp are the thirds of the E minor and E major chords. If you don't know what a third is, then just search for musical intervals. But hopefully I've just blown some minds. This explains the note choices of almost any piece of blues music, and why I've never heard any other teacher say this, I don't know. Hopefully it's just because I haven't been watching many blues beginner videos recently. So it is the deliberate clashes of the major and minor thirds that make the blues the blues. Put another way, the blues doesn't sound like pop music because it mixes major and minor scales starting on the same note at the same time. And for melodies, singing and solos and the bass lines, you want to primarily use the minor scale over the blues. As we've seen, the chords come from a mixture of the notes from the major and minor scales used at the same time. And then the melodies, one note played at a time on any instrument, come primarily from the minor scale. Please be aware the major and minor scales I'm talking about start on the same note. This is called a tonic major-minor relationship, or a parallel major-minor relationship. So E minor's parallel major is E major. Don't confuse this with what is called relative minor-major relationship. That is different. E minor's relative major is G major, but E minor's tonic or parallel major is E major. Also, notice all parallel major and minor pairs share 4 notes in common, and it is the 3rd, 6th, and 7th notes that are different. I really hope that helps. Let me know if it does. I'll end this video with a few examples of blues melodies on solo guitar, and notice what happens when I use only the minor scale or only the major scale compared to when I use notes from the major and minor scales at the same time. Have a great day, subscribe to my channel and share it if you think you can help someone make some beautiful music. I'm Pete Cook, soundtuition.com. example, let's take Ed Sheeran's song Happier, because that's in the key of A minor. And it uses just 3 songs to play the entire song. It uses the chords A minor,